Have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and felt a genuine sense of confusion? You didn't buy a new car or go on a lavish vacation, yet the numbers simply don't add up. Most of us are living in a state of financial leakage, where small, impulsive decisions drain our wealth before we even realize it. This isn't just about money, it's about your brain's chemistry and how the modern world exploits it. Today, we are going to break that cycle by embarking on a 7-day financial fast. This is a total spending freeze designed to strip away the noise and help you find your baseline again. Are you ready to see what your life looks like when you stop paying for distractions?
Welcome to the ultimate reset for your wallet and your mind. In this video, we aren't just talking about saving a few dollars on coffee. We are performing a psychological intervention on your spending habits. You will learn the rules of the fast, the science of dopamine-driven consumption, and a day-by-day guide to surviving the week. By the end of these 7 days, you'll have identified your emotional triggers and built a new foundation for financial peace. We're going to peel back the layers of why we buy what we buy. Let's dive into the core principles of the challenge and get you prepared for the most eye-opening week of your year.
First, let's talk about the why. Why a fast? In ancient traditions, fasting was used to clear the mind and spirit. A financial fast works the same way, by removing the constant stimulation of commerce. Our brains have become addicted to the add to cart button because it provides a quick spike of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. When we buy something, even something small, we get a temporary high that masks our stress or boredom. Over time, we need more frequent hits to feel the same level of satisfaction. This challenge is designed to let those receptors cool down, so you can find joy in things that don't have a price tag attached. The rules are simple but strict. For the next 7 days, you will spend $0 on anything that isn't a literal necessity. This means no takeout, no morning lattes, no quick grocery runs for snacks, and certainly no online shopping. You are allowed to pay for fixed costs like rent, utilities, and insurance, and you can use the groceries you already have in your pantry. The goal is to stop the flow of outgoing cash entirely for 1 week. If you can't buy it with what you already have in your house, you simply don't need it right now. This restriction creates a healthy friction that forces you to confront your impulses head-on. Before we begin day 1, you need to audit your environment. Unsubscribe from those marketing emails that tempt you with flash sales. Delete the shopping apps on your phone that you find yourself scrolling through when you're bored. If you know you usually stop at a specific shop on your way home, plan a different driving route. Success in this challenge isn't just about willpower. It's about removing the cues that trigger your spending. We want to make it as easy as possible to say no by making sure the yes isn't constantly waving in your face. Preparation is the secret weapon of the financially disciplined.
Day 1, the initial excitement. Today usually feels easy because you're fueled by the novelty of the challenge. You feel empowered and in control. However, this is also the day when you'll notice how many times you subconsciously reach for your wallet. You might find yourself halfway to the vending machine or opening a delivery app before you even realize what you're doing. Pay close attention to these ghost habits. They are the automatic scripts your brain runs to cope with the start of the workday or a mid-afternoon slump. Acknowledge them, write them down, and simply choose not to follow through. You're already winning.
By the evening of day 1, you might start feeling a bit of resistance. Maybe your friends ask you to go out for drinks, or you realize you forgot to buy that one ingredient for dinner. This is the first test of your resolve. Instead of giving in, get creative. If you can't go to the bar, invite your friends over for a board game or a walk in the park. If you're missing an ingredient, look up a substitution or change your meal plan. This process forces your brain to switch from consumer mode to problem solver mode. It's the first step in breaking the dependency on commerce to solve every minor inconvenience. Day 2, the routine rupture. This is when the reality sets in. The morning coffee run you've done for 3 years is suddenly off limits. You might feel a bit irritable or like something is missing from your morning. This is your dopamine receptors starting to react to the lack of a familiar reward. Instead of focusing on what you're missing, focus on the ritual itself. Brew your own coffee at home. Take an extra 5 minutes to enjoy the aroma and realize that the caffeine works just as well without the $5 price tag. You are reclaiming your morning routine from the hands of corporate marketing. On day 2, you'll also notice the convenience tax we often pay. We spend money to save time, but we often waste that saved time on more mindless consumption. Today, take the long way. Cook a meal from scratch using what's in your freezer. You might find that the extra effort provides a sense of accomplishment that a microwave meal never could. When we outsource our needs to companies, we lose the satisfaction of self-sufficiency. Today is about reclaiming that satisfaction. Notice the textures, the smells, and the process of providing for yourself. It's a powerful shift in perspective that builds true confidence. Day 3, the boredom trap. This is arguably the hardest day for many. The novelty has worn off and the weekend is still days away. When we are bored, we often turn to shopping as a form of entertainment. We scroll through Amazon or Target just to see what's new. Today, you must find a non-monetary way to fill your time. Go for a long walk, visit the library, or finally start that book that's been sitting on your nightstand for months. You'll realize that retail therapy is often just a distraction from a lack of engaging hobbies. Learning to sit with your boredom is a superpower in a world designed to keep you constantly occupied. During day 3, you might experience FOMO, the fear of missing out. You see an ad for a new gadget or a friend's post about a new restaurant. It's important to realize that these feelings are fleeting. The want is like a wave. It builds up, peaks, and then inevitably crashes and disappears. If you wait 20 minutes, the intense urge to buy usually fades. Practice urge surfing. When the desire to spend hits, acknowledge it, breathe through it, and wait for the wave to pass. You'll find that you didn't actually need the item. You just needed to satisfy a momentary emotional itch. Day 4, the pivot. By now, you've made it past the halfway mark. You've likely saved a significant amount of money already, and your brain is starting to adjust to the new normal. Today, instead of focusing on what you can't buy, start looking at what you do have. Go through your closet and rediscover clothes you haven't worn in a year. Check your bookshelves for unread gems. Look at your hobby supplies and realize you have enough projects to last a decade. Day 4 is about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. You have everything you need to be happy right now. Day 4 is also a great time to look at your subscriptions. Since you aren't spending, you'll notice which digital services you're actually using. Are you paying for 3 different streaming platforms but only watching one? Are you paying for a gym membership you haven't visited in months? Even though these are fixed costs, the fast highlights their utility. Make a list of everything you're paying for monthly. By the end of this challenge, you might decide to cut several of them, putting hundreds of dollars back into your pocket every year. Awareness is the first step toward optimization. Day 5, the mental clarity phase. Something magical happens around day 5. The brain fog of constant consumerism starts to lift. You stop thinking about what you want to buy next and start thinking about your long-term goals. Without the distraction of shopping, you have more mental energy to focus on your work, your relationships, and your health. You might find that you're sleeping better because you aren't doom scrolling through sales at 11 p.m. This clarity is the real prize of the financial fast. You are no longer a passive target for advertisers. You are an active participant in your own life. On day 5, take a moment to calculate how much time you've saved. Think about the time spent driving to stores, browsing online, comparing prices, and dealing with returns. Most people save between 5 to 10 hours a week just by stopping the shopping cycle. What could you do with an extra 10 hours? You could learn a language, start a side hustle, or spend more quality time with your family. The financial fast isn't just saving you money. It's giving you back the most valuable resource you have, your time. Use this newfound time to invest in yourself instead of investing in more stuff. Day 6, deep reflection. This is the day to identify your why. Look back at the last 5 days. When was it hardest to stay the course? Was it when you were stressed at work? Was it when you felt lonely? Was it a specific time of day? These are your emotional triggers. Most of our spending is a coping mechanism for an underlying emotion. If you shop when you're stressed, you aren't looking for a product, you're looking for relief. By identifying these triggers, you can develop healthier ways to handle those emotions. Instead of buying a new pair of shoes, maybe you need a 15-minute walk or a phone call with a friend. Day 6 is also about realizing the difference between needs and wants. Throughout the week, you've survived perfectly fine without 90% of the things you thought you needed. This realization is incredibly liberating. It breaks the power that marketing has over you. You start to see products for what they are, tools to be used, not status symbols or sources of identity. When you realize that you are enough without the latest upgrades, the pressure to keep up with the Joneses simply evaporates. You are finding your worth in your character and your actions, not your possessions. Day 7, the final stretch. You've almost made it. Today is a day of celebration, but not the kind that involves spending money. Celebrate your discipline and your newfound awareness. You have proven to yourself that you are in control of your impulses. Spend today reflecting on how your relationship with money has changed in just one short week. Do you really want to go back to the way things were? Probably not. You've tasted the peace of a simplified life, and it's addictive in the best possible way. Prepare yourself for the transition back to normal life, but with a completely different mindset. On day 7, plan your first post-fast purchase. But here's the catch. Wait another 24 hours. This is called the cooling off period. Even though the fast is technically ending, don't rush out to buy everything you missed. You might find that the things you desperately wanted on day 3 don't even seem attractive anymore. This delay ensures that when you do start spending again, it is intentional, mindful, and aligned with your values. You are no longer a victim of the impulse buy. You are now a conscious consumer who votes with their dollar for the life they actually want to live. Now that the week is over, let's talk about how to maintain this momentum. The financial fast isn't a one-time event. It's a tool you can return to whenever you feel your spending getting out of control. Many people choose to do a no-spend weekend once a month or a full no-spend month once a year. The goal is to keep that friction between your impulse and your action. Consider setting up a wish list where you must wait 30 days before buying any non-essential item over $50. This simple rule alone can save you thousands of dollars over the course of a year. Another long-term strategy is the one-in, one-out rule. If you buy a new item of clothing, one old item must be donated or sold. This prevents the accumulation of clutter and makes you think twice about whether the new item is truly better than what you already own. By keeping your physical space clear, you keep your mental space clear. The financial fast teaches you that less is often truly more. When you have fewer things, you value the things you have more deeply. Quality starts to matter much more than quantity, leading to more sustainable and satisfying choices.
Let's address the social aspect. One of the biggest challenges to staying financially disciplined is our social circle. We often spend money just to fit in or because it's the default way to socialize. Use your experience from the fast to lead your friends toward more meaningful, low-cost activities. Suggest a potluck dinner instead of an expensive meal out. Suggest a hike instead of a trip to the mall. You'll likely find that your friends are also feeling the pressure of modern consumerism and will appreciate the change of pace. You can be the catalyst for a healthier culture within your own community.
What if you failed? What if you spent money on day 4? Don't throw away the whole challenge. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. If you slipped up, analyze why it happened. Were you caught off guard? Was it an emergency? Or was it a moment of weakness? Acknowledge the mistake, learn the lesson, and get right back on the fast. One slip-up doesn't define your journey. The fact that you notice the slip-up and are thinking about it is already a sign of progress. Be kind to yourself, but stay committed to the process of growth. Every day is a new opportunity to choose differently. Let's look at the financial impact. If the average person saves just $20 a day during this fast, that's $140 in a week. Over a year, that's over $7,000. But the real savings come from the permanent change in habits. By cutting out the unconscious spending you identified this week, you could easily save $300 to $500 every single month. That is money that can go toward paying off debt, building an emergency fund, or investing for your future. The financial fast is the spark that can ignite your journey toward true wealth. It's not about what you're giving up, it's about what you're gaining in the long run.
The psychology of enough is a powerful thing. In a world that constantly tells you that you need more, saying, "I have enough," is a radical act of rebellion. The financial fast helps you define what enough looks like for you. It's different for everyone, but it usually involves far less than the advertisers want us to believe. When you find you're enough, the stress of the comparison trap disappears. You stop looking at what others have and start appreciating the richness of your own life. This is the ultimate goal of financial mindset work, to be content and secure, regardless of the current trends.
As you move forward, keep a gratitude journal for your finances. Every day, write down one thing you're grateful for that didn't cost a dime. It could be the sunset, a good conversation, the health of your body, or the shelter over your head. This practice keeps your focus on abundance rather than lack. It reinforces the lessons of the fast and makes it much easier to resist the temptation of impulsive spending. When your heart is full of gratitude, there isn't much room for the empty high of a new purchase. You are building a fortress of contentment that will protect your wealth for years to come.
Remember that your value as a human being is not tied to your net worth or your spending power. We live in a society that tries to equate our success with our consumption. The financial fast proves that your character, your creativity, and your resilience are your true assets. These are the things that no one can take away from you and that don't cost a penny to cultivate. By taking this week to step back from the market, you've reconnected with your true self. Carry that sense of self with you as you navigate the world. You are much more than a consumer. You are a creator of your own destiny. Think about the environmental impact as well. Every item we don't buy is one less thing that needs to be manufactured, shipped, and eventually disposed of. A financial fast is not only good for your wallet and your brain, it's good for the planet. By consuming less, you are reducing your footprint and living more sustainably. This alignment of personal benefit and global good is a wonderful byproduct of the challenge. You are contributing to a more conscious and less wasteful world. Every small choice you made this week ripples outward, creating a positive impact far beyond your own bank account. In conclusion, the 7-day financial fast is more than just a budgeting exercise. It's a journey towards self-discovery. You've faced your impulses, identified your triggers, and discovered the joy of simplicity. You've reclaimed your time and your mental energy. The road ahead is now clear, and you have the tools to navigate it with intention and confidence. Whether you decide to do this once a month or once a year, let the lessons of this week stay with you. You are the master of your money, not the other way around. Go forth with your new perspective and build the life you truly desire. Thank you so much for joining me on this 7-day challenge. If you found this helpful, please share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your biggest realization was during your fast. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on mastering your mindset and your money. Your support helps us create more content like this to help you live your best, most intentional life. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a reset. Until next time, stay mindful and stay disciplined. You've got this.